Hey guys! So, this is going to be starting a new series, I think. So we're going to be playing the Phoenix Wright games. So I have the Phoenix Wright trilogy on my Switch. We got some stuff to capture that. And I've already played through all three because I like the games. But I have Duke here with me.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So we are going to be recording gameplay, and I'm just going to be watching Duke play it for fun. But let's see how this goes. So we're going to start with the original Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Alrighty, let's go.
Hit that. First Turnabout.
This is also new for me because I'm not used to video games like this.
That's fair. Yeah, no, this is fun. Alright, so there's been a murder.
Alright.
Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Alright, and then it's August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. at the court.
Alright.
So, you're Phoenix.
Oh, snap. Okay, cool.
That's your inner thoughts.
Oh, boy, I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous.
Right.
I don't know.
No, this is you. You're
Oh,
Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, hiya, Chief. Oh, it's hiya.
Yeah.
It's hiya.
Yeah. Hi, Chief. Ooh, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this.
So, I'm gonna...
It says a lot about you and your client as well. Yes, so this is your first case ever as a defense attorney.
Oh,
and you took a murder trial.
Well, it's the first time for both of us. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case?
Yes. Actually, I kind of owe him my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Well, that's news to me.
I want to help him out in any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much.
It's over! My life! Everything! It's all over! Is that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, it's him.
Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die.
Yeah.
Nick!
Hey there, Larry.
Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die.
What? What's wrong, Larry?
Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't! Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away?
The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. You probably say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one.
Dead girl.
A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky Sap dating her. Larry Butts.
Yep.
My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying.
When something smells, it's usually the butts.
Oh, when something smells, it's usually the butts. Unfortunate. In the 23 years I known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He's just has terrible luck.
Yeah, that sounds like you, bud.
Yeah, it kind of does. I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And, oh, jeez, I can't see anything. It's that glare. And that's just what I'm going to do.
Turn to wherever the glare's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's going to be a lot more of me talking because Phoenix doesn't talk a ton.
Okay.
I'll do like the testimonies and stuff, but then you have to find the objections, and you have to say what Phoenix is saying.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, now we're in court. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, gosh.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Larry. The defendant. Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
I know this one. Cool. Glad I read the case report cover over. So many times. It's oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing blanks here.
Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name?
Oh, the victim. Oh, of course, I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily.
I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is in the court record. Just press the R button to check it at any time, okay?
Oh. Cindy Stone. Okay.
Hey, go back. Hey. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case?
The victim name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death?
this point. Blood due to blunt trauma? Yeah.
She died because she was
hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object.
correct. You've answered all of my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told you, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you care to explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor, next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. The statue's added to the court record.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R button to check the court record frequently.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
Oh, Leary gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Ahem.
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey! Watch it, buddy! We were getting together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Antony.
Oh. Don't they all die?
I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport's put in the court record.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar?
Yes. Older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all wrong directions. Should I?
Wait and see what happens. We stop him from answering.
I'm gonna stop him from answering.
Go.
My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. The question...
That question is irrelevant to this case.
That question is irrelevant to this case.
Oof.
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy, that's not It's not looking so good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't.
Oh, he went. What do I do? What should I do?
Answer honestly or have him stop answering. It's up to you, bud.
He went. Yeah.
It's up to you.
In honesty, he went?
Do you want him to answer honestly or do you want him to stop answering?
I want him to answer honestly.
Then have him answer honestly.
It would be a little way longer than I know I sent him. I sent him a signal. Tell the truth.
Yeah, I was there. I went. Regardless of what you chose, he was going to do that. Order. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So I didn't see her. Objection! Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct?
Oh yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Shawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw the day of the murder. So this is where we're going to start getting into more important things. So this is the testimony. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during blackouts? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your pursual. Blackout record added to the court record. Now, Mr. Wright?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination? Your Honor?
Alright, Wright, this is it, the real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Let's go to our court. You're going to be able to look through all the testimony when you're doing the presentation.
Okay.
Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face.
Okay.
Open the court record with the R button, then point out the contradictions in the testimony. No need to right now. Now you're going to be able to look through all of it and compare what he's saying to what's actually there. So I'm not going to keep reading these. You can read these yourself and find where the contradiction is in these. So
I was going door to door selling subscription.
We've already read it all.
Okay,
That's what
cool.
I mean. We've read it all.
Okay, cool.
So now you just need to find where the contradiction is. So, is there a contradiction in what he's saying here compared to what you have? So if you press R, don't click A on any of this, but you can see. So you have an attorney's badge. Okay. The time of death was 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the 31st. A statue in the shape of the thinker was the murder thing. She came home the day before the murder from Paris, and there was a blackout from noon to 6. Okay. So now you can go back, so you know all those. Now you can keep going through his testimony by going over or hitting A. So now you're trying to find it. So is there a contradiction with any of the evidence you have in that? Then keep going. You starting to get how the game plays? Yeah.
Okay.
So, you looked in the apartment. Anything to contradict? Okay, next. You saw her lying there, not moving, dead. Okay. Anything to contradict that? Is the woman dead?
Yeah.
Okay, then there's nothing to contradict. He didn't go inside. Okay. He immediately thought to call the police. Okay. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He went to a nearby park and found a telephone. Okay. The time was 1 p.m.
Wait a minute.
Does that contradict with what was said? The time was 1 p.m. when he got to where he was going to report the murder.
Yeah. Time of death was 4.
So then,
to
if this is a contradiction, press X to present that. That's you. Objection.
Objection! You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
Oh, that? Objection! This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait,
I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again? New testimony. I have to find the contradiction in this one, so I'll read this out.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do.
I got this one. Alright.
You heard that. Where's the contradiction?
Yeah.
And why is that a contradiction? If you think so, go for it.
Alright, I'm gonna go for that one.
Yeah, go for it.
Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Yeah.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. But wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sawit? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. And you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. You liking how this game plays?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment. Well, in the apartment, wasn't there? There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly. Yeah, you know where we're going.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going for this one.
Okay.
Because this was the murder weapon.
Yeah.
So what is that? Objection! Wait just a moment. The murder weapon, wasn't it a clock?
The murder weapon wasn't a clock.
The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how's it supposed to be a clock?
What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Swats. What?
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may?
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, It appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Can we like look at it? No.
So you see so you go back to it.
Yeah.
So you see what it looks like, and it is a clock, and they're saying if you twist the head, it says the time out loud. Okay. So do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Clear. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Your Honor, there's a gap. There's a gaping hole in the witness testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock if it was held. It's the only weapon he could have known. Ah, gosh.
It's alright, it's alright.
Yeah.
One more time.
The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hands.
There you go.
Yet the witness testified he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he You're lying. You were inside the apartment the day of the murder.
Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there.
I'll do better than that. I can prove that you're the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and then the shock triggered the clock's voice.
The blow triggered the clock's voice.
The shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. What was the sound? That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sowit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you're so certain of the time.
Objection! Well, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness face.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, ah! Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you. It was him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn! Give him death! Order. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor? The sound Mr. Sowit heard was definitely this clock.
How would they be able to tell that the sound was the clock? Would it be checking the batteries, asking the neighbors, or trying this clock?
Let's try the clock. Wait.
Go for it.
Okay. Let's sound the clock now here in court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? Ask the court to listen carefully.
Beep. I think it's 8:25. That's certainly a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is a thinker, after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can I tell you what time it is now? Can you tell what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try and talk your way out of this one.
Ha. Ha ha. You forgot one thing.
What is he talking about now?
Well, it may seem that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder?
That's a good question, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Continue.
If you can't prove that, you don't have a case.
He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close.
Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime.
Grr, almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Not so fast, Mr. Sawit.
My, Mia. I mean, Chief.
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think.
But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow that day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
Check the court records and see why would the clock be 3 hours slow. So she died the 31st. Okay. She came back from Paris on the 30th. So why would the clock be 3 hours slow? Or can you prove why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Or can you think of a reason why it would be?
Maybe the statue's from Paris.
No, she got it beforehand.
She got it beforehand. Okay.
Or
Well,
no,
maybe.
you don't know that actually.
Yeah.
That has been said. Yeah. No. Maybe the clock's from Paris.
Yeah.
Go for it. Let's see.
Yeah. Wait. Maybe I can prove it.
You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, You say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. What are you presenting? What can prove it?
The passport.
Go for it. Take that.
The victim just had returned from home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference in Paris, between here and Paris, is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. there, it's 1 a.m. the next day here. Though there.
Yeah. It's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there.
Yeah. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim had reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sowit? Or should I say Mr. Did It?
Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but... this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Hooray!
Yeah! Nice.
So that's case one. And with that, the court is adjourned.
It turns out Frank Swat's
Saw it.
Sowit was committed
Was a common burglar.
was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of their houses that day. When Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sowit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching the place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sowit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find.
August 3rd, 2:32 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
I still can't believe we won.
Right. Good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note.
I've never seen Chief looking this happy. If she's glad, imagine how Larry must feel.
My life is over.
Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad! Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed.
But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was not... Nah, never mind.
Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat? Oh no, I couldn't.
Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook.
Oh hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that just make you want to cry?
Larry?
Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing. Really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him?
Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about?
So what thing proves that she cared about him?
Well, I mean, she kept the statue. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? What about that clock?
This is a clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled.
Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all.
You think so? It's pretty heavy of a clock to take traveling. Well, you make of it what you will.
Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks.
Hope that made him feel a little better.
Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. You never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him.
Yeah, part, at least.
You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks?
And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. Pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he gave me. I didn't know it then, but the clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell Chief about Larry. And Larry.
One promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.
It would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.
And
that concludes our session.
So that concludes episode 1 of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. So this is the original Phoenix Wright, so we'll save this on a new file. So now we're gonna move on to episode 2, but before we do that, we're gonna be checking off for today.
Yeah.
So we'll do this. We're gonna try to do this few sessions. We'll post them. We're gonna send these to Christian for him to edit. But until then, I think we're gonna be checking out. But we hope you guys stay checked in.
All right.
Later.